we're about to run a program for beginners in Python programming. If you want to, so I have a question here. Your client owns a supermarket. He wants to give a discount of 25% to customers who purchase goods worth 100,000 naira and above. So you have to write a code to meet this need. All right. So for us to begin this, let's create a folder on the desktop. Let's call it discounts. All right. So after you've created a folder, open your VS Code. Open your VS Code. So when you open your VS Code, you open the folder in your VS Code. All right. So go to File and open the folder from your VS Code and look for. Okay, it was on desktop. Okay, so discounts. Okay, here is it. I click on it and select the folder. So when you select the folder, you can see that the folder is displayed right here. All right. So let me create a Python file. So I call it app.py. Enter. So now we've created a Python file. You can see as a Python file. So now looking at this question, the first thing we need to do, let's establish a formula we want to use here. Let's say that the payable, we just say payable. You can have anything better. Payable price. Payable price is equals to amount, that's the total amount, minus the discount, let's say amount minus discounted price. Okay. Right. So first of all, let's calculate the discounted price. Let's have this as a variable. So the discounted price. So let's have the comment there. To calculate the discounts. So we are using the impute function. So let's say the discounted price is equals to imputes. Okay, impute function, and let's put a description there. Total, let's say total amount. What's the total amount of what the customer has bought? We call it total amount. All right, then space that. Okay, there's so now the discounted price. Now what we need to do, every number that are received from a user through inputs is seen as a string. So we need to convert this to a number. If you want to convert it to floats are decimal point numbers. So or old numbers, you can use floats for the conversion, so that in case the customer has a decimal point number, should be able to accommodate that. So we can now put floats to convert the numbers to convert the string, because the numbers will come as a string. So you have to do the conversion. All right. So that's the discount price. So the discount price. So we know that the discount percentage is 25%. So you can now say that, okay, let's call this discounts. All right, this discounts. Let's call this discounted price, and say, okay, the discounted price will now be the discount. That's the money that is received from the user. Or let's call this amount. Let this be the amount. Okay. The discounted price will be amount, the total amount. Okay. Times the total amount times the 25% will be 0. 0.25. All right, 25% 0.25. So by the time you have that, you should be able that will give you the discounted price. So according to our formula here, we're saying the payable price amount. So now the payable price, let's see, copy this. The amount that the customer is to pay is going to be the payable price now will be equals to, all right, um, the amount, okay, that is the amount that is received minus the discounted price, like we've seen in our formula. So after you have that, so what we now need to do is to print. Let's print the result, the payable price. So we can now put a description there and say, or let's run it first and see what it will give us. So let's run this. All right. So let's see the terminal, what we have here. Okay, total amount. Let's say the customer paid 100,000. This is not going to give us the whole, but let's just run it first. All right, it's giving us that. But what if the customer pays gets more than that? So what we now need to do, we have to introduce the if function by saying that if amount, okay, if amount is greater than or equals to 100,000, 3, okay, put your colon there, then all of this is going to be indented, right? Okay, so if it's 100,000, then all of this code, that is when you have this take place. So let's say that we put a description here to say, let's call it, say you are to pay, so you have to pay whatever the calculation is here. But what if the customer didn't buy good worth 100,000? Then we can now use else, else, else. Then you print out a message there. Else you are not qualified. You are not qualified. You are not qualified for a discount. Okay. So let's test this and see what it's going to give us. Okay, let's have it on the terminal. So the total amount now, let's say 200,000, 1, 2, 3. All right, you are to pay 150,000. But what if the customer doesn't buy good worth 100,000? So let's do this Python. Let's run it again, app.py. So let's say 90,000, 1, 2, 3. You are not qualified for a discount. So that's a very simple project that you can work on.